Welcome back to Andrea Jean Cleaning. Boy, do I have a dirty treat for you here today, but it's gonna be super satisfying. We're gonna be cleaning out this humidifier. This is actually my parents', you guys. Just wait until I lift the lid. We're gonna be using some citric acid. This is basically like dried lemons in a jar. I love this. A little goes a long way. I've used it to clean my toilet tank. I will link that in the description box below. If you are interested, it works amazing. So we're gonna be using that here, but and a cleaning toothbrush. That is it, and a little towel. Now, for these, you should, per Vicks, or probably any sort of dehumidifier, you should be using distilled water. However, you guys, this holds 1 gallon, and my parents have to refill this every single day. We also have a very similar one. So you'd have to have 7 gallons of distilled water somewhere stored in your house. And then let's say you go to the grocery store, then you got 7 gallons in your cart. Like, it's just not convenient, but that is what you are supposed to be using. But if you're anyone like me, I just use regular old tap water. Hence, probably a lot of the buildup. You guys, look at this. Look at that. That's so disgusting. Like, what's going on up in there? That ain't right, you all. That ain't right. So I've done this with vinegar and bleach, which are both awesome. I'll link those as well if you want to use those ingredients. This is acidic, and it's going to help break down all the disgustingness in here. And it's just going to make it smell nice and fresh. So if you don't like the smell of vinegar, this is a nice alternative. So I'm going to go ahead and clean this up, and then at the end, I'll share any tips and tricks with you along the way. But let's watch this disappear. I want to show you something. Can you hear that? That's the citric acid breaking that all down. Like, look at how caked on that is, you guys. That is not right. So this is awesome to get in all those nooks and crannies. This spoon was especially nice on this part right here, because it's really hard to get back in there. This is disgusting. With the toothbrush, it did help take out a lot of the yellowing that was occurring around here, but everything is looking really nice. Now I'm gonna let this thoroughly dry. Actually, I'm gonna tip this one over. I wanna make sure air is getting inside of there. I want this thoroughly dried out. Now you could dry it with a towel if you wanted to. I'm just gonna let it air dry for now. I wanna make sure any of the extra moisture gets out. And for this one, this is like really stuck in there. So I'm just gonna put a tiny bit more. Back your face away when you use this. And I'm gonna put a little bit of water. I'm gonna submerge this for about 10 minutes, and we're gonna come back and see how easily that scrapes off. So it's filled up here. I just asked my dad, I said, what color is this thing supposed to be? And it's supposed to be like this gray color, but I can kind of scrape already. And I just put this in. I'm gonna let it sit for about 15, 20 minutes. So it's doing what it's supposed to do, helping lift that. I'm excited to see what it looks like when we're all done. It's been about 10 minutes, so I got a little green just scrubby thing here so that I can like get around in there if I need to. And then if I need to really chisel something, we're going in with a good old flathead screwdriver. Now I want to show you something here. This right here is the heating element, and I was just talking to my dad and he actually tried cleaning this, soaking it with vinegar. He said actually for an hour that he did it. If you look at the instructions, if you have them with your particular Vicks humidifier, it does talk about the heating instruction right here, but here's what it does say. It says do not use harsh brushes, steel wool, or other hard abrasives on the heating element. You guys, what I'm showing you here, use at your own risk. I'm just gonna say that right now. But here's the deal. This stuff ain't coming off with just a little vinegar soak and a soft bristled toothbrush like this right here. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'm just gonna see if I can get just a tiny bit more off around here. I'm gonna go back in with my toothbrush, and I'm probably gonna have to just leave some of this on here. I thought about using like lime away to clean the scale, but because this is a breathing thing that you breathe, like I'm not totally convinced that that's probably a great idea. But although I do think it would probably break down some of this lime scale in here, you guys. If you've done that, let me know. This is not mine. If this was mine, I would probably use it and give it a try, but it's my parents and I don't want to break it for some weird, odd reason. Who knows? Anything could happen right here. But this is one of my favorite ways to clean this in a more all natural way if you don't want to use bleach or you don't like the smell of vinegar. All right, so I'm gonna go down to town, see if I can get a little bit more of this off. I'm probably not gonna be able to get all of it here. But again, I don't want to risk damaging the heating unit right here. But I am pleased, you guys. Like, this thing was real disgusting, and this thing was all yellowed and pink, and everything is cleaned out inside of here. All right, I changed my mind. I am gonna go in with this. Use at your own risk, you guys. Use at your own risk. So this is Lime Away, and it's for sink fixtures, tub and tile, shower, and glass. So I'm actually gonna spray this on here. I'm gonna have to rinse this and clean this very well. But I want to see if this breaks some of that down, you guys, because I don't want to risk damaging that. So I'm going to let that sit for about 10 minutes here. You are supposed to be using gloves when you use this. We'll let that sit. We'll come back and see if any more of that came up. It's been like 2 minutes. I think it might be working. I'm going to let it sit longer, but I just wanted to see. Like, I'm getting my toothbrush down in here. I'm thinking it might be good. Okay, so I'm gonna let it sit a little bit longer. I'm gonna set you back on my tripod, and then I'm gonna go in and show you this, and let's take a final peek here. I think it helped. I did 2 rounds of it for about 15 minutes each, and then just went back in with the toothbrush, and then I rinsed it like a ton of times. I think, you guys, if you really wanted to get crazy about this, like, you could probably leave that Lime Away cleaner on for longer, and then just keep going with your toothbrush. It just depends about how much time you want to dedicate to getting that stuff off. But for now, this is good. All right, back to our regularly scheduled program. All right, if you enjoyed this quick tutorial, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you, my friend, in the next one.